You're now, that's what's important. We experience a collapse in our life structure most of the time because we failed to funeralize failed yesterdays. You have to be strong enough basically to realize you can elevate out of your current situation. Instead of looking at where you think you should be by now, look at where you have grown out of. There are many individuals who need help with their blueprint. And I want to be that vessel, nothing special, just that mouthpiece to inspire you to construct the best version of your life that you can be. Welcome to the LifeStruction with Eric podcast. I am your host, Eric. Thank you for tapping in. Today is a special day for me. Today is my 100th episode. 100 episodes. It's been a long road to get here. But yeah, today is my 100th episode. Do me a quick favor real quick. How we always do when we first start out. Take that index finger, hit that share button, and share this out. Share out this podcast with some of your loved ones, your friends, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, whoever it may be. Hit that share button and share it. Yep, once again, 100 episodes. I had something very unique that I wanted to do for my 100th episode. I had something very unique that I wanted to do. And then we had a life hap to happen a few weeks ago. So I kind of switched up basically the concept that I wanted to use for my 100th episode. I kind of want to just go back and talk about, some of the topics that I have discussed over the past almost 3 years. February will be 3 years that we've been running the LifeStruction podcast. And I just kind of want to go back and just talk about some of the amazing topics that we've discussed, as well as some of the amazing guests that we've had on the podcast. Um, but then, like I said, a few weeks ago on Thanksgiving Day, my family experienced a loss that basically left a hole in all of our soul, a major hole. Um, the first grandchild, the first nephew, my sister's first son passed away on Thanksgiving. And trust me, Thanksgiving will never be the same again. Will never be the same. You know, some days I like to think I'm doing okay. And then some days it just hit me out of nowhere and I just literally go numb. Literally go numb. Um, First I like to thank all of my LifeStruction family, my regular family, my friends, everyone that's been reaching out and keeping my family and I in your prayers. I definitely thank you guys because trust me, those prayers has definitely been of great comfort to us. And I just request that you please do not stop praying because it's going to be a long road, especially, for my sister. My sister has lost two boys, two boys. Um, it's going to be a long road. So yeah, definitely keep my sister, keep my nephew, my mom, myself, all of us. You know, um, my nephew had two beautiful daughters, and now they're without a dad. So yeah, it's so many different family members that was affected by this, and as I stated, it's going to be a long road. So definitely, keep us lifted. You know, um, Someone reached out to me last week, and basically what they said to me, they said, now is the time for you to go and utilize those tools that you have been giving to your LifeStruction family for the past 2.5 years. You've been giving out all of these great tools, and now is your time to utilize those tools for yourself. And that spoke volumes to me. It spoke volumes to me because, uh, when you experience a loss, it can be, basically everything around you just stops. Everything around you just stops. And basically, I remember talking to you guys about how we all have that 86,400 seconds in a day to make it through the day. And when you have experienced something that has left a major hole in your soul, when it comes to pushing through pain on any given day, sometimes we'll have to do it second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, but we just have to armor up with faith and believe that God will guide us to complete those 86,400 seconds one day at a time as we aim to bounce back from, you know, that experiencing of that lost one. It can be rough. It can be rough. But what I've been leaning on for this past week is leaning on God's powerful, everlasting words that, if that's the only thing that you have to stand on, it's everlasting to me. So I've learned that I have to stay committed. Even, and we can never question God. We can never question God. So we have to learn to stay committed. Just because we're in the midst of a storm, we cannot allow, the enemy to just grabs a hold of our thinking and overpower our thoughts and cause us to be mad with God, you know, because if we go down that road, the process can be very brutal. It can be very brutal because if I'm mad with God, how can I lean on Him for strength? How can I expect for the prayers that I'm asking people to pray for me to be of comfort if I have resentments towards the person that we're praying to? So, we have to remember basically the process is, it can be brutal, but if we learn, just to have faith and to lean on the word through the process, we can grow through that pain, you know. And unfortunately, the pain isn't going anywhere uh anytime soon. It's something that we just can't get over um in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's just not going to happen that way. So, for me, it's just trying to basically get back into the swing of things, um, trying to stay busy. One of the things I've come to grasp real quick is too much downtime. It's too much time to just kind of reflect back on a lot of things, and then I just become just a big old swimming pool because the tears just starts to flow, and because you're just basically thinking about your loss. So for me, it's basically just it's good to try to get back halfway into the swing of things and try to get back on track and stay busy. So the distractions of all of the crazy thinking doesn't grasp a hold of your mind. So for me, that's basically what I've been doing. I'm grateful to have some great people in my life that's constantly checking in on me, constantly challenging me, holding me accountable to make sure that I'm trying to get back in the midst of things and, read books, work out, work on the things that I need to be working on, to try to get back in the swing of things. So that's some of the things that's been helping me out in this past week. But definitely it's something that you really, really, really have to really lean on God, really lean on His word, and really make sure that you have people that you can pour into because this is something that you cannot make it through on your own. Experiencing a life loss and you basically being torn apart and experiencing that hole in your soul, you can't feel nothing but a numbness all over you. Nothing but a numbness. You know, um, I did a I did an interview uh Thursday a week ago. I did an interview and they had booked me a few months back, and I was so grateful that I was asked to be on this radio show because it's a huge platform. It's probably, no, I'm not going to say probably, it is the largest platform that I've ever spoke on. I'm going to load that link on my website. You guys can definitely go and listen to that live interview. But it was the day before I flew out to fly to Virginia. And that interview, it was touching, very touching. And I actually was going to cancel it. And I just remembered my nephew Kiera, he would every week that I did a podcast, I would send him the audio link. And within 24 to 48 hours, he would always either he would call me or he would text me and he would just give me a little bit of feedback on, whatever the topic was on. And he would always tell me, Uncle E, I'm so proud of you, man. Uncle E, I just love you for what you're doing. You just don't know how much I look up to you. And when I moved out to Arizona, he was only 13 years old. That was 20 years ago. And I remember him telling me, Uncle E, man, why don't you get yourself together? This is not you. I hate to see you like this, Unc. And he was only 13 years old. And it stuck with me. It stuck with me. And through the years when I moved here, I would hear his voice, from time to time. And that was some of the strength and motivation that I held on to in the early years of me pushing through for me to get, the build off that blueprint for me to bounce back in the manner that I did. And I heard that same voice when I was about to cancel that live interview that I did. I heard him speaking and I said, okay, I'm going to do this for Kia. And, the hosts already knew about what had happened. So they was like, we support you either way. If you want to do it, we support you. If you want to counsel, we still support you. And when they found out I was going to push through and do it, they actually dedicated that episode in memory of him, which I thought was an awesome thing for them to do. So that's some of, well, I'm not going to say some of, that's a big portion of what I'm holding on to push through. Is just remembering all of the positive affirmations that he would speak into me to push me to do better. He always supported me in everything that I did. And he's definitely going to be missed, man. He's definitely going to be missed. Ha, it's definitely going to be missed. But more than anything, I just wanted to just come on. I knew this was going to be a short pod, but I want to come on and just kind of thank you guys for just the continuous prayers, the continuous words of inspiration that you've been texting, emailing, the phone calls I've gotten, the calls that I've gotten. I just thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for blessing me to see 100 episodes. There are so many podcasts that start out and one, two, three episodes, and it just die down. And I've made it to 100 episodes, which is an amazing blessing. I'm so happy to hit 100, and I'm so happy to have you guys that come on and listen from week to week, and you send the messages and you share it, and you just push me to continue to keep dropping better topics. You send in ideas for topics. You send me emails telling me things that you would love to hear us talk about. And I thank you guys for that because, this podcast is one of those podcasts where we talk about in and everything that you may be going through that and we just want to see you be able to push through it and bounce back better. So hey, we're coming up on the end of this year and going into 2024. I'm just so excited to just continue to bring you guys great episodes. I'm so excited to be able to just pour into you guys. And at the same time, I'm excited in the new year just to have guests to come on and just challenge me. I don't want to always be the one that's interviewing. I would love to have some of you guys come on this platform, but just challenge me. Ask me some questions and, push me to be better. So I'm excited about the new year. And I'm just so grateful to be connected to people that you let your pride down and you realize even though we may be in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it's never too late for you to start on rebuilding your life. Or if you don't need to rebuild it, there's nothing wrong with you adding more value because that's something that we all can do is add more value. 'Cause there's always room for growth, and we will never know everything. So there's always room for us to learn more. I love to read, and each time I read a book, I read a paragraph, and it's just so much that I pull out of it. Just when you think you've heard it before, then it's basically you dissect it in a different way and you pull something different out of it. You're like, wow, I never heard of it that way. So yeah, I love it. I love it. So, you guys, it's just great when you're at a place in your life where you just realize that it's okay to humble yourself and take guidance from someone else. And that's me on a daily basis. I'm always, being able to pull some type of wisdom from anybody. Anybody. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. You go to church, and just because your pastor is not uh at church that day, you'll leave. And basically, I'm one of those people. I don't care who's speaking. I always can pull something from them. Always. So no matter who you are, if you send me a message, all of it may not make sense, but I'm going to make it make sense because I found value in everyone. Everyone I found value in. So going into the new year, I just challenge you all to, there are so many people that we just kind of look down on. And I just challenge you guys to just be that person that's willing to pour into someone that needs, that person that a lot of people look over. We need to start taking time and pouring into these people because these are the people that's committing suicide. These are the people that feel like they don't matter. These are the people that basically, they feel like, well, nobody, I don't have anyone to cheer me on. So I'm not going to do A, B, and C. Well, we need to be pushing those people to do D, E, and F because everybody, as long as God is providing us with a heartbeat, we have purpose. So that's one of the things that I wake up daily and try to pour into other people, letting them know, hey, if you have a heartbeat, you have purpose. If you have a heartbeat, you have purpose. That's one of the things that I pour into people because guess what? Every day we wake up, we dress up, and we step out to perform in the popular stage play called life. However, so many people overperform for the critics, but underperform for Christ. So we got to get it right before the final curtain call. We got to get it right before the final curtain call. So I challenge you to stop overperforming for the critics and start overperforming for Christ because we never know when that final curtain call is going to be for us. But I tell you what, I'm going to do my damnness to get that Oscar in the eyes of Jesus Christ before my final curtain call. Yeah, that's it for me. So, yeah, once again, thank you for helping me reach that 100 episodes. I love you guys for tapping in each week. I love you guys for sharing, liking. Thank you to all of you on the audio platform that do the monthly subscriptions. If you haven't uh, jumped on those monthly subscriptions, guess what? They help me to stay on all of these platforms. So I challenge you to go in And you can sow as little as $3. Whatever you choose to sow, it's greatly appreciated. But more than anything, I just thank you for being a part of the LifeStruction family. And we just hit 100, and now we're getting ready to push to reach another 100 episodes. Yeah. So I'm looking for starting out the new year with some amazing guests, and we're going to be dissecting some amazing topics. And once again, we want to just continue to just elevate people, change people, help transform people, help people build structure in their life. And no matter where you have been in life, how far or how low you have been down, you have to always remember no matter where you've been, you can do what? Always bounce back better. You can always bounce back better. With that being said, thank you once again for helping me to reach 100 episodes. You guys have an amazing week. Tap in on Wednesdays and Fridays for the 180 Positivity Plug, where we just come on and pour in for a good quick 3 minutes. But it's 3 minutes of a piece of motivation that will keep you, you know, pushing through for the entire day because it's guaranteed to nourish your mind, body, and soul. So thank you for tapping in, and you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Love you. Thank you for helping me reach 100 episodes. Be blessed.